I always tell people six figures is not six figures in your pocket. Debt is one of the biggest problems that is plaguing our community. Life either has to slap you real hard or other people's circumstances have to lead you to open your eyes.
What are some of the biggest mistakes that you see 9 to 5, everyday regular people making every single time with their finances?
One of the biggest things to break it down, when I moved to America, I heard of the term keeping up with the Joneses. I don't know if you all heard that, where
Yes.
you're trying to live like the wealthy.
Right. Above your means. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
It's very common in amongst our community. So it
mm,
plunges us into debt because we compete for the wrong reasons. We compete poorly rather than collaborate. So you see someone buy a house, and now you want to go buy a house. You don't know the person's financial situation, what your credit score was, how long they took to raise money. So you
Exactly.
see that, and then you jump. You have no understanding. You don't even know the kind of
yeah.
resources you leverage to get maybe closing costs to be waived or all those different things. So you
Hmm.
see people, they drive a big car, you also want to get a big car. So
Mm.
you have a lot of people who you hear six figures, which I always tell people six figures is not six figures in your pocket, right?
It's not.
Yeah.
So you
It's
have
not.
people who, even though when we say American standard, they make good money because they make over 100K, but you realize that they are spending over $150,000 because majority of their expenses go towards liabilities. So they're not
Mm.
building any assets. They buy
Right.
liabilities over and over, whether it's buying whiskey or champagne at the club and using it to wash their hands, and they don't have any life insurance policy,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
You know, or just
Right.
buying a car that fully well you cannot keep.
You know.
The note that you're paying on it is huge. Then you go get a mortgage with terrible interest rate.
Mm.
You tend to see people working three jobs, but they're still poor,
Wow.
right? So it becomes a big problem. Debt is one of the biggest problems that is plaguing our community. A lot of parents, we spend huge amount of money throwing birthday parties every single year for
For the
children,
kid.
but we are not saving for college. So you have a
Mhm.
lot of people graduating on Friday with a big party that their parents throw, but on Monday they have $100,000 student loan. Fannie Mae is looking at them like Fannie Mae is also, hey, come on now.
Waiting on that that
Right,
interest rate. Yeah.
waiting on that. And the biggest thing for me is also our community, we don't know about proper protection, health
Mm.
insurance, life insurance, disability insurance, long term care, especially life insurance. So I
Yes.
still
Mm.
see a lot
Yes.
of times, almost every month, I get added to a WhatsApp group to raise money for a funeral or to
Mm.
raise money for someone that is suffering from a terminal illness or chronic or critical illness or someone in a long term care situation. But most people spend money in buying things that they really don't need to show off to people they don't like with money they don't even have.
Mm.
Mm. Preach. Preach.
It has become a deep habit. I mean, I was
Yeah.
part of that cycle. Before then, I opened my eyes through educating myself and also
Mm.
reading new books, exposing myself to different environment. So you won't find me buying champagne and washing my hands. I did
Right.
that before. I actually have a stupid video on my phone when I when I used to do that, but I won't do that no more, right?
Mm.
Do you still have friends that
Do
engage in that type of lifestyle?
I like because I
Yes,
think I think it's also something whereby maybe it's like at a certain age, like you're excited,
absolutely.
you just started making money. Do
Yes,
you still have friends that should have faded out of that stage but are still in it?
I do. Unfortunately, one thing I've come to learn is I don't judge people.
Mm.
Everyone has I call it point of renaissance, right,
Mm.
or reawakening. So life either has to slap you real hard, or other people's circumstances have to lead you to open your eyes, or the
Mm.
book you expose yourself to get you to start seeing things from a different dimension or perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have friends who are still caught up with that in that I call it a hamster wheel, but
Okay.
a lot of them I think eventually they'll get to see things from a different perspective. I'm just praying and hoping it's not too late because
Right.
Mm.
I always tell people whatever you do, make money. If you're spraying the money, whatever, it's all good and fine, but make sure that you have
You're
backup in
making money.
because for me, I'm stupid in a way that if I find you, at 70 years old, I want to go to Walmart or Sam's Club or BJ's, I see you at the door trying to check my receipt, I will laugh.
Mm.
Right?
Oh man, that's
Yeah. I will laugh, but that's the reality of things. So I really hope that people will educate yourself and then take your finance as a priority, because
Mm.
most of us will procrastinate and most of us will live in procrastination. And that's the
Mhm.
worst nation to live in because nothing gets done.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right. So,
From the books of Philip Ndeska. Everything in life, make money. That's
yes,
it. Right. It should
absolutely.
be a scripture in the Bible.
Absolutely.
Books of Phillips.